Good morning, folks. I wanted to take a few moments just to review sketchnoting as a form of note-taking, since it may not be something that you use as often, but this is going to be hopefully more useful for people who are more visual thinkers and tend to do a lot of doodling. This is another perfectly acceptable way to take notes and record information, and hopefully it will help you or give you one more option that you may not have previously thought of for note-taking. So sketchnoting is a visual note-taking skill, and it works really well for visual learners and thinkers. It's a more creative and graphic process. In other words, for those of you who tend to doodle or tend to draw when you're taking notes, that is the primary method that you would use. You are the person who maybe draws a lot of little pictures as your teacher is lecturing and giving you information. It also is a mode of note-taking that allows you to draw symbols or draw a lot of infographic type of markers, arrows, different types of prints and fonts. It may be that you use color or colored pencils. So sketchnoting works really well in your science classes, your math classes, your English classes, actually your history classes as well. Sketchnoting does include words. If you are looking at sketchnoting material from your lecture or from an article or from a book, it may also include quotations from the reading. The other piece that it does include, there is a brief statement of the main idea somewhere on the page that you're sketchnoting. So there are a few examples that I attached in this slide just to kind of give you a frame of reference for what it might look like in your different classes. You'll see that you have, for an English class, it may be that you have sketchnoted what the elements of fiction are or what elements there are on a plot, diagram. And on that sketch note, you would also be including whatever the topic is that your teacher wanted you to gain and take information on. But the main idea may also be just that one sentence statement at the end, that you need to know all of these and how to identify them in a story when you're reading, or that you need to know them for the test that is coming up. There is also attached a sketch note from a unit in American history, and you can see that it's a little more involved than the previous example, but I did want to show you some of what it might look like if you are trying to apply this note-taking skill in another liberal arts, humanities type of class. And then I also have an example from a math class. I was trying to find a good one for a science class, but I have not found one that copies well over to the slides. But as you can see, again, there is an initial question. There is a main idea that the teacher has asked for the students, and it's not a lot of writing. It allows more of a visual synthesis and internalization. So folks, in your examples, you'll also see that there is a sketch note that I had my 8th grader do with me. And actually, I have my example there because I draw like an 8th grader. Actually, I don't draw as well as an 8th grader, but it's there. And hopefully it also gives you another visual example, and that is attached in your classroom. So again, the goal here is to remind you that there are a lot of different ways to take notes. You can write in Cornell Notes. You can write in a sketch note if you are more of a visual learner. So I wanted you to just have that other option to mess around with. And it is something we're going to practice in class too, and something that I hope will become useful for you in some of your other classes as well. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email or send me a message, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Have a great day.